Hey guys, welcome to Minnesota Tactical. This is Chris, and you are viewing episode 3 of the Savage 110 Tactical to MDT, not ST, MDT Oryx Chassis. Man, I'm just so excited I put some extra letters in there. Anyway, we're going to the range today. Today is that range day. We're going to test out the ergonomics and comfortability of the MDT chassis. But also see if our groups improve. It would be really nice to see at a minimum half MOA, but maybe a 0.25. Who knows? We will see. A couple of things I did not mention the last episode was the fact that the chassis also is built with M-lock rail section on the bottom, so that you can add some Picatinny rails to add a bipod, or you can also slap on a Swiss Arca rail onto this chassis as well, which would allow you the ability to take your bipod and switch it from a precision rifle to this rifle, and assuming that you do have the Arca system. So check out MDT. They got all kinds of accessories, all kinds of stuff to put on your MDT chassis. Everything from thumb knobs that you can use for adjusting your cheek piece, all the way up to the expansion packs for your buttstock and clothing, all that good stuff. And obviously they probably have some more expensive chassis on their website as well. Customer service is fantastic, so go check them out. And anyway, back to our main primary purpose, and that is range day. So I've got my co-pilot here today.
Howdy.
Everybody say hi to Lil Lando.
No!
As he's known on the interwebs. Anyway, so he's going to do some shooting in the 5.56, probably ring some steel, and I'm going to test out that chassis. So. Wow, it's windy today.
Yeah, it is. Think it's making any difference?
What's that?
The hole.
Yeah, but now I have to readjust my scope because it's on a different platform.
Yeah. Holy crap, that's silent.
Holy, they're right on top of each other.
I hit, what?
I said they're right on top of each other, like quarter inch them away.
I hit the 235. Oh, yeah. I hit the 235 3 times in a row.
Did you?
Yeah. It wasn't so stinking hot, I could concentrate.
Yeah, it's probably that's a half inch. First 2 shots are like right on top of each other. Hey guys, well, I'm back from the range to give you my initial impressions on the MDT Oryx chassis, and I have to say that I'm extremely satisfied with the ergonomics and comfortability. Like I said before, it was top-notch, 10 out of 10 for me as far as how it shot and how I felt behind the gun. As I had mentioned before, there's a couple of things that I forgot to tell you. One was the M-lock rails right here. That's where your ARCA rail will go, so that you can attach one of those ARCA specific, Swiss ARCA specific bipods. For now, I'll keep the Magpul, even though I'm not entirely satisfied with it. I can go with something else, and I will at some point in the future. As you saw from the video, there are a couple of times where I was kind of struggling to get that bolt pushed forward, and I think that is because there's a couple of things going on. Nothing wrong with the gun, nothing wrong with the action. It was like 102 degrees out while I was shooting yesterday, so you know, I think the conditions kind of had something to do with a few things. One was my MOA. It was like 10 miles per hour winds when I was shooting, so that was kind of crazy, and so that might have thrown things off just slightly, but for the most part it was like 102 degrees out. The humidity was horrendous, and that breeze is the only thing that kind of kept us cool while we were out there shooting. But I think it affected the way that some of my rounds were chambering. That, and maybe I have to re-look at my expansion die just to see if those cases are going fully up in the expansion die and kind of pushing those shoulders down a little bit. So that's one thing I got to check on my end as a reloader, just to make sure that things are reloading satisfactorily. But after putting some rounds through when I got home and just kind of cycling them in and out, they actually started to reshape a little bit once they were into the chamber. So enough of that. Back to the chassis itself. I'm very pleased, very satisfied with it. The black collar grip is simply amazing. I love the angle of it and just the ergonomics. It's got a really nice palm swell on it. And I'm not sure if you guys saw that before, but yeah, so that's the palm swell on that, and it's got a nice little shelf. So if you're not going to use this trigger shelf right here, or the thumb shelf right there, the actual shelf on the grip itself is phenomenal. Not to mention the grippiness of it. So it's a very well designed grip. If you get it, I think you'll be very satisfied with it. Otherwise, the frame itself, the cheek rest is awesome. I was able to line up very quickly on my sight, on my reticle, pretty quickly. I don't think I need to change my length of pull. That felt actually really comfortable as well. And so, yeah, 10 out of 10 on this frame. And I am looking forward to shooting this a whole lot more than what I did. I only took 12 shots today just because I'm still starting to reload 6.5 Creedmoor. I wish I could say that I had 1,000 rounds of Creedmoor, but I don't. I have more like 300, and I'm actually trying to conserve a little bit and then and reload as well. It can be kind of expensive, so it's not like I want to go out there like with my AR. I can shoot 200-300 rounds and I still have quite a supply left. And so again, this is the frame is absolutely fantastic. MDT and the sister company Oryx did a great job of putting this together. I like the thickness of the trigger guard. The magazines, again, I had no issues with mags loading and seating in there. There's a little bit of wiggle, but it's not going to affect anything as far as chambering around. So yeah, very good. I think you'll be satisfied with it if this is something that you're looking for. Now, that being said, I just want to say that if you are just starting to get into precision rifle or long distance shooting, this may be something that you want to explore prior to putting a lot of money down on a chassis that might cost you twice as much. I think you'll be very satisfied with all of the options that you're given with this chassis compared to what you'd be paying for at a higher price point. So again, adjustable buttstock, cheek riser, the thumb shelf on there is awesome. You've got the little rest that's up here for some of those precision shots using, like I said before, a tank trap or whatever it might be, a fence post, whatever. Just to give you an idea on how this was shooting yesterday, my smallest group was a .55, which was about the same as when I was shooting with the Hunter stock. Now, that being said, I think I still need to do some tweaking with my powder range Maybe bump it up to like 43.5 just to see if that even shrinks even more. But essentially, that's what we're looking at right over here. That's a 0.55. This one would have been absolutely beautiful if I didn't have that little flyer right there. And I don't know if that was attributed to perhaps the wind. Could have been something else. It could have been an underpowered cartridge. I did have a couple of 43.2s in there. And so maybe that was it. But regardless, the scope is now dialed in for this frame. It was drifting a little left and low, and so I adjusted that and returned back to 0. And so the scope is now set up for this chassis. You might find that when you drop your action in, your points of impact might shift a little bit. Mine did for certain. And so now, like I said, I'm shooting the 0.55 groups, and I think I can get even better. It'll take some time behind the chassis a little bit more, but also to work my loads up to the premium load, which I thought was 43.3, but I don't know, I might push it to that 43.5 grain level. But anyway, again, it's the action is nice and smooth. That's like butter. It's like butter there, you know? I could shoot this thing all day. Anyway, I had it suppressed, and it was a lot of fun. Some of the guys that were out there shooting also are like, oh, that is a beautiful looking gun. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of fun to shoot too. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. Make sure you hit your like, thumbs up button. Also subscribe if you have not done that so far. I'm going to be putting out some more shorts out there, some of the YouTube shorts. I think what I might do next, instead of doing a review of the Vortex, because I haven't got any comments on that yet, I think I might go over what I use for USPSA. Now, I just started doing that, USPSA, starting in January of this last year. And so I can show you some simple things that you could get as far as your equipment to go on the lower end, but still quality stuff. If that's something that you want to explore as a shooter. It has certainly improved self-defense awareness, but also self-defense, drawing from holster, all that good stuff. So it is a beneficial thing to do if you are looking to improve your times from draw, or from times from getting on target, but also transition from target to target. Very beneficial for that. So enough about that. I will get to that maybe sometime this week. Look for another video next week on that, and I might do a couple of little shorts based upon that future video as well. So all right guys, take care. It was a fun time putting this whole video together, a 3-part series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And again, if you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. All right guys, have a great range day.